Hello there guys, welcome to one of my videos. So Manchester United are due to re-enter talks over a potential move for Jadon Sancho. Now, like I updated you earlier on today, Raphael Hoggenstein has said that a January move away from Borussia Dortmund is possible, but he said it's unlikely. And he says negotiations could resume in spring. We believe we can get Jadon Sancho for less than £100 million this year. But like I said, if he does leave Borussia Dortmund, it's more likely to be the summer than this January transfer window. Now, it says that Borussia Dortmund are looking for replacements. And apparently it says they've identified their replacement. Jadon Sancho made an admission earlier on this season, saying that he has endured a difficult season with Borussia Dortmund, but he's happy to be back among the goals. Now, the Borussia Dortmund CEO explained why Jadon Sancho struggled at Dortmund this season, because he was expected to join Manchester United last summer. Jadon Sancho was our number one priority target last summer. Borussia Dortmund's valuation was £108 million. We was not willing to meet that valuation. But it did say last summer that we had agreed the personal terms. It said that the agent fees had been agreed. It even said a contract had been agreed. And Fabrizio Romano, who's a very reliable Italian journalist, he's been talking a lot about the Jadon Sancho transfer saga. So too has Bild's Christian Fark. Dortmund made it clear to us last summer that we had until the 10th of August to sign the player. We obviously missed out on that deadline. Earlier on in the season, Borussia Dortmund sacked Lucien Favre. But analysing the vast majority of Jadon Sancho's career at Dortmund, he's been very, very consistent. This is his fourth season with Dortmund. He's got a contract with Dortmund until 2023. Dortmund only paid £8 million for him from Man City back in 2017. He did enjoy a couple of years at Man City, but the main explanation he left Manchester City is because he didn't get assured any first team opportunities. And before he was at City, he was at Watford. He was at Watford from the age of 7 to the age of 14. And I think recently Chelsea and Liverpool have been back in for him, but we was willing to offer him that number 7 shirt. I think if he came to the Premier League, Sancho, he would exceed expectations. So that's more news on him. Now, David Alaba to Manchester United is possible. Now, according to reports in Germany, Man United and Chelsea have made good offers for David Alaba. And Bayern Munich's boss has admitted that David Alaba will leave Bayern Munich. Now, it did say recently that David Alaba has agreed to join Real Madrid in the summer, and he said he has agreed a 4-year contract. And Fabrizio Romano has said that David Alaba will join Real Madrid. But David Alaba's father said there's no agreement in place with Real Madrid. And Sky sources have said no decision has yet been made on his future. Now, it does mention that Man United have been in talks over the David Alaba deal. Manchester City have been in for him. PSG are interested in him, and Barcelona are interested in him. Now, it did say towards the end of last year that we made a formal offer for David Alaba. Now, David Alaba has been at Bayern Munich for 13 years. He's made over 400 appearances in all competitions, and he's won around 20 major honours. He's predominantly a centre-back and a left-back, but before he's been deployed as a central midfielder. He's also been deployed as a left winger and a right winger, and he is the age of 28. Don't forget he had a loan spell with Hoffenheim. Before he was at Bayern Munich, he was at Austria Vienna. So that's a bit more news on David Alaba. You already know the news on Sergio Ramos. I mentioned him earlier on today, and I give you the news on him yesterday. Ian McGarry was speaking to the Transfer Window podcast on YouTube, and he said that Man United have made an approach for Sergio Ramos. Sergio Ramos' brother has informed Real Madrid that Man United have made an approach. It recently said that we was willing to offer Sergio Ramos a 2-year deal. He says we are thinking about getting him on a free transfer. His contract, I think, expires in the summer. And Dimitar Berbatov urged us to sign Sergio Ramos. Sergio Ramos has been at Real Madrid for 16 years. He's made over 600 appearances in all competitions, and he scored around 100 goals, and he's won around 22 major honours with Real Madrid. Real Madrid got him back in 2005 from Sevilla. They paid around 27 million euros. Sergio Ramos is a centre-half, but earlier on in his career, he was a right-back. You already know the news on Declan Rice. This was stemmed from ESPN saying that Man United are set to rival Chelsea for Declan Rice. I think West Ham want around £70 million for him. You know, I gave you the news on Max Aarons, didn't I, earlier on this month and towards the end of last year. So there has been a lot of players on our agenda. I think we are looking to make around 4 signings this year to complete our squad overhaul. Earlier on in this window, Solskjaer gave us an update on our January transfer plans, and he said January signings are unlikely. So we'll be looking to obviously make some signings in the summer. But Solskjaer admits there could be furthermore departures from Man United in this January transfer window. He also mentioned this in his press conference, building up to the game against Fulham tomorrow night. He said 1 or 2 more players could leave. Now, we recently saw Timothy Fosu-Mensah leave the club. He joined Bayer Leverkusen. Solskjaer has confirmed that Marcus Rojo and Sergio Romero are free to leave in this January window because he said their contracts won't be extended. Will Jesse Lingard leave Man United in this January window? Apparently, Solskjaer's in disagreement over his future because apparently Solskjaer wants Jesse Lingard to stay this month. I think Odin Igalo will leave the club when his loan expires at the end of this month. There's obviously been rumours of Daniel James going out on loan. There's been rumours of Brandon Williams going out on loan, because Brandon Williams is our third choice left back following the arrival of Alex Telles. And I think more players will leave Man United in the summer. I think Paul Pogba could leave the club in the summer. Don't forget, Fabrizio Romano recently said that Paul Pogba will leave Man United in the summer, providing that an agreement is reached. Apparently Juventus are preparing to make a move for him in the summer. Juventus are hoping that we'd be more open to a player plus cash deal. Don't forget, Juventus not so long ago offered us Aaron Ramsey as part of a swap deal for Pogba. We rejected it. They also offered us Douglas Costa as part of a swap deal for Pogba. We rejected it. But it did mention that we are interested in an exchange deal. But I think we want a world-class player in exchange. Paul Pogba did endure 4 good years with Juventus. But he has had a long-running transfer saga. The most recent team to be interested in Pogba is PSG. He says that Mino Raiola has been talking with PSG. And it said the other week that Pochettino's identified Paul Pogba as his number 1 target. Real Madrid have been relentlessly linked with him. Barcelona and Inter Milan have been in for him before. He said not so long ago that we revealed our asking price for Pogba. We want around £75 million. But if Paul Pogba believes it will be the summer, it won't be in this January transfer window. To Paul Pogba's credit, he has done very, very well since he come back from that ankle injury that he had earlier on in the season. He's put some good performances out. He was also out for the vast majority of last season with an ankle injury. Had a minor injury not so long ago. Don't forget, Paul Pogba gave an interview ahead of the game against Liverpool. Well, prior to the game against Liverpool. And said that, we're not on Liverpool's level as yet. But he says we can win the Premier League. And he was talking about his frustration of being on the bench. Now, earlier on this season, we triggered that 1-year extension on his contract. So he's under contract with Man United until June 2022. Paul Pogba's agent Mino Raiola told 2 Sport last month that his client's career at Man United is over. He said he's unhappy and he has to leave and he's got no intentions of signing a new contract. And Solskjaer was furious with Mino Raiola's announcement because it was just before the game against RB Leipzig in the Champions League. Pogba's our most expensive signing at the moment because we paid £89 million for him. I think this is his 5th season at the football club since he rejoined. He's won 3 trophies at the football club so far. That was the Europa League, the League Cup and the Community Shield. He's made over 100 appearances for us in all competitions. Don't forget, we had him when he was a lot younger under the Sir Alex Ferguson era, but we had to let him go due to limited appearances. Paul Pogba did play against Liverpool. He was in more of an advanced role. Will Solskjaer play him in that position now more regularly? Paul Pogba had a fantastic chance against Liverpool, but he didn't convert it. Could Matic leave the football club in the summer? Could Juan Mata leave the football club in the summer? This January transfer window is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's 5th transfer window as Man United manager. And Ed Woodward has promised that, he will back Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Don't forget, towards the end of last year, he said he will back Ole Gunnar Solskjaer with a long-term plan centred around summer transfer windows. But you can tell the transfer windows has endured so far. He has been let down. But despite that, I still think he has made good signings as Man United manager. He's spent over £200 million. Ed Woodward recently informed Ole Gunnar Solskjaer that the club have got to be careful with their spending in the transfer market. But like I've said to you, the board has been one of the biggest problems at the club for several years. I've already given you the main explanations why. But there's also a lot of players that we will keep at Manchester United. Like I said, we can win the Premier League this season. We are sitting top at the moment. If we do win the Premier League, it will be our first Premier League title since 2013, and it will be our 21st title overall. If we don't win the league this season, though, we will win it at some point. Solskjaer's obviously been playing mind games. He was saying prior to the game against Burnley that we must stay humble and not think we've cracked it. If we do go top. He actually said after our 1-0 win against Wolves that we're not in the title races yet, but if we are still challenging in March, he'll start to believe that we are in the title race. We could win it, Liverpool could win it, City could win it, Tottenham could win it, and Leicester could win it. But if we won the Premier League this season, then certainly Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is the long-term manager for Man United. But there's 3 trophies that we can pursue this season. We can win the Premier League, we can win the FA Cup, and we can also win the Europa League. It's very imperative that we get our first trophy on the board under Ole. We haven't won a trophy for just over 4 years now. But I think Man United do deserve a lot of credit for sticking with Solskjaer, because he could have easily have been sacked, like I mentioned, because he has been under pressure quite a few times as Man United manager. And don't forget, when he was under pressure, Mauricio Pochettino was the favourite to replace him. Pochettino was the favourite to take over at Man United after Jose Mourinho got sacked, but Pochettino's totally now out of the equation because he's PSG's manager. I think not so long ago he won his first trophy with PSG. But there has been a few managers on our agenda. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer does deserve credit for the progress he has made in the last year or so. I think, the performances have improved. Certain players have improved. We've been very, very good away from home. We haven't lost away from home in the Premier League for a year now. We are unbeaten in our last 12 Premier League games. Solskjaer got us to the EFL Cup semi-final earlier on in the season. We lost that to Man City 2-0. He did well last season in his first full season at the club. He got us qualification for the Champions League, got us third, and he guided us to 3 semi-finals. He has got rid of a lot of players since he got recommended in. We have seen players like Lukaku and Ander Herrera leave. Maybe you can say they are 2 players we should have kept. We've seen players like Darmian leave, Smalling leave, Valencia leave, Young leave, Fosu-Mensah leave, Angel Gomez leave, Sanchez leave. We've also loaned a few players out. We loaned Dylan Levitt out, didn't we? I think his loan got terminated at Charlton. We also loaned James Garner out. We also loaned Tahith Chong out, and we loaned Joe Pereira out. And I think in some of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's games, his decision making has been good. But there's also been a lot of games where he has been tactically naive. And I did say, didn't I, that's one of my biggest concerns about Solskjaer. But like I said, there's a lot of United fans that are Ole in now, reflecting how good we've been in recent months. But earlier on in the season, there was a lot of Man United fans that were Ole out, reflecting how inconsistent we was. But even when we was inconsistent, not all of the blame stemmed from Solskjaer. Obviously some players had to take some responsibility. I think Solskjaer's on course to earn himself a new contract. I really, really do. I think he's more than halfway through now his 3-year deal. Solskjaer's going to be Man United manager at the end of this season. He's going to be given at least another season at the football club. This is his second full season at the moment. Do you think if we finished in the top 4, the top 3 this season and won a trophy, do you think that would represent a good season for Man United? Some Man United fans would say yeah, and some Man United fans would say no. But Solskjaer's been Man United manager now for over 2 years. We did appoint him in December 2018. Obviously came in as the interim manager at the first. Obviously was interim manager for like 3 months. He did very, very well. That's obviously why we give him the job permanently in March 2019. Solskjaer's gained managerial experience, reflecting now on he's been here, and he's learned quite a few stuff on the job. You can probably say there's still a few things he's got to learn though on the job. Maybe you can say he's got to identify his best 11. Maybe he's got to select the right formation. He has, tried quite a few different formations.
Jella.
What?
They're being watched.
Alright.
Leicester are top. The fucking air. They're a point in front of Man United. They're beating Chelsea 2-0.
Are they?
The 38 points, we're 37, they've gone top.
I said yeah, but like I said, he's learned quite a bit on the job. But you can say Solskjaer's been in the old Man United back. He really, really is. Reflecting how good we've been, and we've come from behind in a lot of games this season, especially away from home. Ollie's our 4th permanent manager since Ferguson left. 3 managers have been sacked since Ferguson. That was Moyes, Louis van Gaal and Jose Mourinho. And we're not even really known as a sacking football club. We've overpaid for players in recent years. 89 million for Pogba, 80 million for Maguire, 75 million for Lukaku back in 2017, 52 million for Fred, 50 million for Wan-Bissaka. We spent over £1 billion since Sir Alex Ferguson left. Like I said to when Solskjaer came in, he was inheriting a lot of deadwood, and he's still inheriting some deadwood now. The vast majority of this team is Jose Mourinho's. But like I've said to you before, no one's going to replicate Sir Alex Ferguson's legacy. No one's going to last as long as Sir Alex Ferguson did. Ferguson endured 27 years at Man United, and he won a total of 38 major honours. But he didn't settle in straight away because he didn't win out in his first 4 years at the club. But yeah, our success came under Sir Alex Ferguson, didn't it? And, these good players at Manchester United, like I've said to you, do you think our current squad is good enough to win the title? Or do you think we need more signings if we are to be genuine title contenders? We've certainly got to beat the big sides. We can't beat the big sides under Solskjaer, and that's been proven so far this season. But the good players we've got, revert back to what I said, you've got Rashford, that's good. You've got Cavani, that's enjoyed a fantastic start to his Man United career. You've got Martial, that can be good when he wants to be. Hasn't proven that though in a lot of games this season. You've got Mason Greenwood, that can be good. Hasn't played a lot again though this season, but Ollie's been defending him a lot this season. You've got Fernandes, that's an exceptional player. He's certainly made a difference in the team. You've got Van der Beek, that's good when he plays, and he seldom starts in the Premier League. You've got Fred, that's had good games this season. You've got Pogba, that's done well since he come back from that injury. You've got Luke Shaw. that's done very, very well under Ollie. He's improved a lot as Luke Shaw. Defensively improved, he gets forward well. Luke Shaw actually remains our number one despite Tellez coming in. You've got Maguire, that's really, really improved. You've got Bay, that's been in scintillating form since he started playing again. You've got Wan-Bissaka, that's good. But he does lack that attacking intent and distribution. That's our concern about him. You've got De Gea, that's getting back to his best. So there you go. But yeah, it is Fulham tomorrow night at Craven Cottage. To be fair to Fulham, they have improved since they had that 1-1 draw with Liverpool back in early December. I think Fulham have only lost one of their last 7 games, but despite that, they are still sitting 18th in the Premier League, so you can say that they are still relegation fodder. The last time we played Fulham was almost 2 years ago. We beaten them 3-0 at Craven Cottage. That was back in February 2019. Fulham will probably go back down. You know, their current manager is Scott Parker. I think he's been in charge of Fulham now for around 20 months. They have got some good players of Fulham. Like I said, you know, one of their key players is Lookman. They've also got that Mitrovic. He's been injured, but I think he's going to be in contention tomorrow night. They've also got that Kamara, who's one of their key players. They've got Cavallero, who seems to be quite good. They've got that Anderson. I think they brought that Anderson in last year. They've also got Mario Lemina. He's injured. They've got Congolo. He's injured. They've got Ruben Loftus-Cheek on loan from Chelsea. He can play against Chelsea recently for Fulham because obviously it's his parent club. They've got Robinson, he's suspended. Bobby Reid, I think it also said that he's suspended. So they are a few of Fulham's players. I'll give you my reaction to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's press conference earlier on. Solskjaer was at the beginning of the press conference spoke a bit about Fulham. You know, he says they are well structured. You know, he mentioned that they've made good signings. You know, he mentioned that Scott Parker's a good head coach and all of that. So he did actually praise Fulham. Don't forget, Solskjaer also mentioned Bruno Fernandes in his press conference. He's actually defended Bruno Fernandes and denies that he needs a rest. You know, he said his form's very, very good. He hasn't been great though recently, Bruno Fernandes. You know, don't forget he's 1 booking away from suspension. But Bruno Fernandes, in most of his games, he's been very, very consistent. There's only been the odd few games where he's been inconsistent. Fernandes has been at the club now almost a year. Don't forget he won Player of the Month for December. But he's won that now quite a few times, reflecting on his good performances. Also mentioned Amad Diallo Traore. He was asked about how Amad Diallo Traore settled in, and obviously he has been training well and that. According to Solskjaer, Amad Diallo Traore could be part of the first team squad in the next few weeks, which is good news. We got Amad Diallo Traore, didn't we? In a deal worth, £37 million with add-ons included. I think it said we paid £19 million up front. Obviously, we're coming into this game against Fulham on the back of a 0-0 draw with Liverpool. It weren't the worst of results. You know, Solskjaer gave his perception on the Liverpool game. He said, you know, he was disappointed. He admitted that we lacked composure. And it was a missed opportunity because we could have been 6 points clear of Liverpool. You know, we had the more clear-cut chances than them. You know, we had 2 big chances from Bruno Fernandes and Paul Pogba. You know, Paul Pogba, like I said earlier, should have converted his chance. But it was a very, very good defensive performance from us. Don't forget, Jurgen Klopp criticised Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's tactics. But I think in this game against Fulham, you know, Solskjaer's going to make changes. from the 0-0 draw with Liverpool. I said he could rest some key players, so we will see. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.